Morning, one and all. This is Professor Priya Londhe. Today we will see the concept of total, average, and marginal relation. The total concept, average concept, and marginal concepts we will study using the utility concept. So, what is the total utility? This represents the total satisfaction derived by the consumer by consuming the specific units of goods and services. Next is the marginal utility. This represents the additional satisfaction which is derived from the consuming one more unit of goods or services. So total utility, nothing but the total satisfaction by consuming all the units, and marginal utility is the addition made to the total utility by consuming one more unit of additional unit. This total, average, and marginal relation can be explained with the help of following schedules. From this table, we can see there are number of units, total utility column is given, marginal utility column is given, and average utility column is given. So we can observe from the above table that when as we consume more units, like we are consuming the one unit, the total utility is 10, marginal utility is 10, and average utility is also 10. When the consumer consumes the second unit, total utility becomes 18, and the addition made because of consumption of one unit, the addition made is the 8. So marginal utility becomes 8, and the average utility, it is 9. Average utility 18, total utility divided by number of units, that is 18 by 2, which becomes the 9 one. As the consumer consumes more and more units, total utility goes on increasing, like 18 to 24, 28, 30, and it becomes constant at some point, and then it starts decreasing. The reason is because the consumer is satisfied after some point, and then his utility is decreasing. And the marginal utility, same time, when the total utility is increasing, marginal utility is positive. When total utility is maximum and constant, that is 40, the marginal utility is 0, and when the total utility is declined, marginal utility goes in negative. And average utility is nothing but the total utility divided by number of units, and the average utility is constantly decreasing one. So from this table, we can conclude that when total utility and marginal utility, when total utility is increasing, marginal utility is positive. When total utility is maximum and highest, marginal utility is 0. And when total utility is decreasing, the marginal utility goes in negative, and at that time the average utility is constantly decreasing one. The same concept we can explain with the help of diagram. In this case here, the x-axis we have number of units, on the y-axis we have marginal utility, total utility, and average utility. So the three curves are given. In this diagram, we can see total utility curve is increasing when the consumer is consuming first unit, total utility is 10, the second unit it is like increasing one. At some point, like when the consumer consumes the fifth unit of commodity, the total utility becomes the maximum one, we can see in the diagram. When the fifth unit is there, the total utility is at maximum point. And as when the consumer consumes more unit of the same commodity, marginal utility goes on diminishing. We can see the marginal utility curve which goes beyond the x-axis. So it goes on negative, and the average utility curves is continuously downward sloping. So we can say that when marginal utility is positive, total utility increasing, marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum and constant, and when marginal utility becomes negative, total utility is
decreasing. Okay, thank you all of you.